Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Lisa Kidd and I'm the owner of Glamtique Studio. I am an intuitive and tarot reader, psychic medium, whatever you want to say, because I do all of that, right? I was just in the bath meditating earlier because I had a question from I put a post up earlier on my Facebook about healing, and moving past trauma. And they're like, how? So I asked her specifically what her issue was. And she said childhood trauma, as many of us have and go through, shit, almost all of us, right? So I wanted to do a video. And one of my goals today was because I'm really trying to get back into my longer meditation. So I literally went and took a bath and meditated for about an hour. Okay. And I came up, me and Spirit gave me lots of information to give to you guys. So I have 3 pages of information here of notes that I took while I was in the bath, and we are going to go over, because what kind of helper or teacher would I be if I didn't assist, right? Spirit also gave me away because I always have a problem with introducing myself. And Spirit said, I'm to you kind of like, how they say back in the day, like, oh, always make an extra plate. You never know who might show up for dinner. An angel might come by. Okay, well, that's me. And not to toot my own horn, but yes, Spirit said I can say this. I am that angel that is stopping by. I am not here to do the work for you. I am here to assist you in the work, and I will assist in as many ways as possible. Okay, I want questions and all types of things like that, so I can really help you all to heal. So I was really happy about getting this question today. And yeah, that's it. I'm here and I'm literally an earth angel. So I am going to help you guys to try to move forward past this childhood trauma. Okay. At first, when I was doing the message, we're going to jump right in. But at first, Spirit was telling me like, oh, explain the masculine and feminine. I don't know if that was Spirit or me talking, right? And I'm like, shit. I got a few videos up on masculine energy and feminine energy. That's not so much as important as understanding that there's lots of different parts to all of us, right? And I like to say that there's like 3 main parts to each and every individual. I'm gonna say human individual, and that's a whole nother video, but each and every human individual, there's 3 parts. You have your inner child, your inner parent, and you also have your inner partner, right? So you also have your child, your parent, and your partner. So basically what I mean when I say that is your inner partner is like, okay, your inner mate. Your inner parent is your inner father and mother, okay? So sometimes, and I'm kind of skipping around. I'm going to be skipping around because I'm just going to read these notes as I came out with them from Spirit, but because it kind of flowed. But sometimes we don't get the love and things that we need when we're children. We don't get the attention that we need. We don't get the respect or the honor, the gratitude that we need when we're children. Or sometimes we're even fed with a worse, much horror or thing. Some of us get abused and things like that when we're children. So the inner child is basically like, it's your inner child. It's who you were like originally. I'm not speaking of the wounded child. The wounded child is who you became. It's from the trauma and all of the things that you went through. Your inner child was that happy kid that was there before you were crushed. And I'm gonna throw this in there. I'm not getting paid for this, you guys, but there is a great book by Don, I think his name is Don Miguel. I don't know. The name of the book is called The 4 Agreements, though. And it's an amazing book. If you listen to it on tape, it only takes about an hour. I think if you read it, it'll probably take you 2 hours, literally. It's a very short book, but it's so much packed with information. I'll listen to it sometimes when I'm just straightening and cleaning up my house, okay? Get that book if you deal with inner childhood trauma and things, okay? Get that book. Also, okay, so your inner child, like I said, is the kid in you that was like untouched, the one that was happy, full of joy, the loud one that they told to quiet down. That's your inner child. Then you have your inner parents. And this is something that we don't all have developed, and that's why I'm going over this, okay? But if you don't have this developed as I'm speaking, take notes and develop this in yourself. Start to try to develop these characteristics in yourself. So your inner parents Or your inner mom and dad, right? Maybe you grew up without a mom. Maybe she died early. Maybe you grew up without a dad. Maybe he just wasn't around, you know? Maybe something happened to him and he passed away. There's all types of reasons of why you might have not grew up with your parents, you know? Maybe they were just neglectful, you know? Anyways, there's all types of reasons. As an adult, sometimes we need to inner parent as well. And we need to inner parent ourselves now and also our past, you know, in ourselves. So we'll go over a few things with that. How could you inner parent yourself now? Well, first of all, you need a father and a mother. So you need to come to your own conclusions on what a father and a mother do, what they're supposed to do, right? To me, a father sets boundaries. He's caring. He's the first guy that you're with that's going to show you how you're supposed to be treated, right? There's different things. Like a mother is nurturing, right? She's there to, you know, hug on you and kiss on you when things are wrong, or to talk you through things, and your dad's there to take up for you, you know? So these are some of the characteristics that I have in my head that I feel like, you know, are good characteristics of parents. Anyway, so you might want to be that to your inner child. So if you have a wounded inner child, right, how would a father take care of that wounded inner child? Well, he's going to probably be a little bit extra protective of her, you know. He's going to probably be, you know, the mother's going to be a little extra kind and nurturing to her and really teach her different ways, right? So you might need to do that to your inner child. Your inner let me see. I'm sorry, you guys, I just got a text message and it threw me off, right? Distractions. Don't get distracted on your journey either, right? I'm just throwing that in there. Don't get distracted on your journey because shit'll come up while you're healing. Don't deter, okay? If you fall off, get back on track. Anyways, and that there is a message in itself for some of us, right? Anyways, but our inner, if it's a healthy inner child, what kind of things would a parent do for that? Okay, the same types of things, but they might also, you know, focus more so on let's go out and have fun. Let's do joyful activities. Let me sit in color. Let's play dress up. These are the types of things that you might have to do with yourself. You might have to go back and literally parent yourself or reparent yourself. And now that you're an adult, you also probably need an inner partner, okay? Because if you're single, especially, and even if you're in a relationship, you both need to develop your masculine and your feminine energies, right? So you need to be nurturing, kind, receiving, but you also need to have action and get things done and motivation and things like that about you also to be a balanced adult. So you might need to take yourself out on dates on times. You have to take out your own trash, right? Well, you might need to also nurture yourself and cook yourself dinner. These are all the different types of inner parts that a healthy adult should have. Okay. And it sounds a lot more than what it is. Okay. And we'll get into kind of in the end of the video, ways to actually, do things to nurture those, like the inner child and things like that. We'll get into it even deeper. But of course, you guys are here for me from not like from science. We always do spiritual. Hold on, you guys. I'm so sorry. I gotta go cough and sorry about that, you guys. I had been sick and I still have a cough and I don't want to cough on camera, so I'm not going to stop the video. I don't know how to edit yet. Anyways, so bear with me. Anyways, so Spirit had gave me like some cards like that we're going to pull today, and we're going to pull, I have 6 questions that we're going to ask. After that, we're going to start getting back into different ways that we can help release and things like that. But for now, I'm just going to try to put this up here kind of so I can see these questions. Well, we'll leave it here. I'll just use this area for the reading. All right. I just feel like I'm going to need a little bit more room, you guys. Sorry. I got too much stuff. Put a little bit of my divination oil on. This is my high priestess oil, you guys, and you can use this pretty much for everything. I had dressed the candle with a little bit before we started reading, but I like to use it when I do my readings and things like that to anoint my tools or anoint my hands, right, as we pull these cards. So they're charged with Reiki energy in the full moon. You can find them on my website there at Glamtique Studio. Okay, ltd.com. Glamtique Studio, ltd.com. Yeah, and that's not a shameless plug. That's real shit. They're amazing though. But let's get back into the reason why you're here. We're going to open up our energies. We are also going to ask our spirit guides to be here with us today to help us to figure out how we can heal ourselves. And that's our spirit guides, our ancestors that are for our highest good and calling, and how we can heal ourselves without harm to ourselves even further. Okay, so we are going to ask Spirit our first question. Our first question is, it was about compassion, Spirit said. One of the first components, so Spirit gave me different components that we need in healing, right? I'm not a doctor, so if you need medical help, go see a doctor, okay? This is, all my work is spiritual. I'm not going to say for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to say it's spiritual. And if it resonates with you, it does. But if you need real help, seek assistance. You can even use the number 988. Okay. It's like the new hotline for trauma and suicide and things like that. Okay. So you guys, but let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. One thing Spirit says is that we're going to need compassion. And Spirit said we need compassion for self and others. Okay, the first two things Spirit said was compassion and forgiveness of self and others. And you're probably saying like, oh, why do I want to forgive someone? What if they hurt me? What if they did something just unforgivable? Why do I want to forgive them? That's, everybody says, oh, it's for you. It's not for them, right? Okay, here's the thing. It truly is. Because if not, you're going to be harboring this energy. Okay, and nobody's saying that you got to be like, oh, I forgive you and I want to fuck with you or we're going to be cool. No, it's like more of a, let me let this go so I can have a peace of mind. Okay, and you go your way and I still don't want to fuck with you, you know, get the fuck up out of my face right now type shit. But I'm letting it go because I'm not hurting you by holding on to it. I'm hurting myself. Okay, that negative energy is sitting and harboring in you. You're the one that's sitting up in this Five of Swords, going through these transformations over and over and again. You're literally reliving the same situation in your head. Did you know that humans are the only ones that do that? Nobody else. Like, no pet or anything. That's why they tell you, like, don't whip your dog, like, later for something he did 10 hours earlier, because he's not going to know. Because he's not sitting there thinking, like, oh, I've been bad. You are. You've been thinking over and over, oh, he's been bad, or this person is bad to me, or this person did this to me. Only humans, okay? So we're going through these transformations right now and these changes, and Spirit's like, you've got to let this go. On my website earlier, I also pulled 10 of Pentacles for the card for the week. This week, we are in a period of where we are going to be manifesting things physically, right? What we've been working on physically into the physical realm. You don't want to keep those types of negative things, right? You don't want that to be what you're manifesting into the world right now. Once again, Five of Pentacles, you're choosing to set out, you're choosing to separate yourself. You're choosing not to believe in yourself. See, with the swords, these are your thoughts and decisions. You lock yourself away from others, Spirit says, and you don't allow like the sun to ever shine on you because you keep yourself in this dark place mentally. So one thing that you can use, right, to gain this compassion and forgiveness for yourself and others is literally one of the things, and we're going to get into this later, I know in the notes, and I guess Spirit's talking about it now too, that was cleansing, okay? Building up your own confidence. So that's going back to like that inner child, inner parent thing I was telling you about, right? Maybe you felt like a dad should tell you like, hey, good job. Maybe they should take you to places like to play sports or things. Okay, those are things that you need to do for yourself right now. It's not, you're not going to heal by locking yourself away and trying to forget about it. Like, I mean, and I don't mean, because I know I just said compassion and forgiveness and letting go. What I'm saying though is like, trying to just block it out of the way. Because I feel like with this Five of Swords, a lot of you guys do bad things to try to block it, speaking down on the people, things that hurt yourself physically, could be drugs, anything, right? I feel like you do these types of things and go off in these cold, dark rooms. That's not what's going to heal you. What's going to heal you is literally coming to grips with the subject, and we get into that next, okay? But that's what's going to heal you. Opening those doors and having those moments of truth. You are literally the only person that can pick up that key, though, and walk through there. The Five of Pentacles is someone that is choosing to stay here in this area of by themselves. Spirit says your luck is changing. So at the same time, you also have the opportunity to change your luck. Okay, so you also have the opportunity to switch things around by literally, like I said, opening that door and maybe saying to yourself, like, okay, well, maybe my mom wasn't there for me, and maybe she didn't help me get dressed up for prom. Maybe there's an adult dance in your neighborhood. Maybe you become that inner parent now. Okay? Maybe you need to go become that inner parent now. Like I said, for so many of us, you might be seeing 555, 1010, or 1010, things like that. We're at the end of this cycle, okay? The things that we are manifesting are becoming reality. They're coming into this world right now. New beginnings, though. See that? It's a Fool. But you have to be the one to walk through that door and allow those new beginnings for yourself. The next question Spirit said that we need to focus on when healing our trauma and wounds is our moment of truth. Okay, and this is going to be hard. And for some of you guys, when you're going through these things, if your issues do run deep and strong and hard, don't try to do these things by yourself. Maybe have a trusted friend there with you. When you're doing your shadow work and going back deep into these questions, have a friend or someone there that's with you, just in case you do go overboard or get too in your emotions and you can't separate the real from not the fake, but your current reality from your past realities, and you get trapped. You don't want that, right? So you have someone there that's with you that won't really interfere with you, but that if they need to interfere, they will. Okay. Yeah, you've got to choose, though, between your dark and your light. It's like, seriously, it's like that one moment in all the movies they show, like, you know, you become a teen and it's like you're tested. Well, that's your life. You're tested, okay? So you've got to have this moment of truth. Like, what am I choosing to keep with me at this point? Spirit says, though, the moment of truth is when we face our fears and our realities for what they were, not how we internalize them. So we really want to face them for what they were. So Spirit's like, we've got to get decisive with our thoughts, not for how they made us feel or anything, but like what they were. Okay, say you had, and this video is probably very triggering for some, but say it was a dad that abused you physically. It didn't have to be sexually. We're just going to say physically for right now, right? Are you sitting there sulking and saying, oh, well, it was because I was bad. I did this. Are you internalizing those things? Spirit says you have to put an end to those types of thoughts. You have to release them. Allow it to fall. Spirit says, or you really realizing that had nothing to do with you, and possibly your dad was abused also, and so that's why he abused you. Be decisive with your thoughts and your moment of truth. Be clear. Okay? Don't attach them to you, because those were that person's issues, right? So like I said, moment of truth, face your fears and realities for what they were, not how you're internalizing them to be, because of course we're gonna make it all victimized, but no, it doesn't have to be. Even though you were a victim, it could be looked at as I was just the vessel. It could have been anyone. It was probably my mom too that was getting abused. It was probably this person too that was getting abused, right? And then that might be another issue that you have to go down. Well, why didn't my mom protect me? Why did she not stay? Why didn't she? Okay, well, maybe that's what she's seen her mom do with her dad. And that was all she knew, was to stick by your mates. And she thought that she was doing the best thing for her kids. Who knows, right? Because we all have our own demons. So, but this is the moment when you detach yourself from those other views and say, those were their issues. I was the vessel, and it is fucked up how it happened to me, how these things happened to me, or, you know, the moment I lost my innocence as a child, it was fucked up. But Spirit says that we have to allow these moments to end, allow them to die for what they were, and move past it. Okay. The moment of truth also for the pain, because the pain is also an entity in its own. Okay, so we also want to have a moment of truth for the pain or the person who caused the pain, because you have to acknowledge that, like I said, as its own entity. And that's also going to be something that you have to choose to walk away from. Spirit's like, you can't internalize that either. Okay, it is its own entity. The pain is its own thing. So it's like, okay, the pain has been introduced to me, but it doesn't have to be a part of me unless I choose to harbor it. And a lot of us are choosing to literally harbor this, and we're not choosing to let these things go and let them die. And we're going to get into how, but the way how is by choosing your light. Choosing by, like I said, inner parenting yourself now. Giving yourself the light and things that you felt like you needed at that time. Filling your bowls up. Setting your own boundaries and walking away from the things that don't work for you anymore, right? Not inducing that same abuse on yourself nowadays in your relationships and things, because I guarantee you probably do. If you was abused as a child, like somehow it's still affecting you. If you had a trauma in a childhood, somehow it's still affecting you. If you're here today watching this video, right? You're here for a reason. But Spirit says, yeah, we have to literally walk away and choose to see the sun. Sure, we could sit in the moonlight and keep looking at the shadow and the darkness that we've been in and all the wasted cups and years and things. We could do that. And some of you guys, it's been like 8 years, okay? Spirit says if you focus and try to heal yourself, you can literally heal yourself from this type of things enough to where you can feel stable within like the next 8 weeks to 8 months. Okay. Depending on the type of trauma you had, right? But you've got to really get serious. And like I said earlier, don't get distracted in your healing by these negative thoughts, right? When they come up, because they're still going to come up. All right, let's focus on how we're going to heal. Spirit, how do we heal? Can you tell us how we heal as a collective? The best ways for us to heal, I could say. Okay, one way is to acknowledge our accomplishments, Spirit says. Spirit says too often you get caught up in what's going on and the sad parts and the misery that you don't take the time to literally be grateful for all that you have accomplished. I mean, and I tell people, like, go all the way back to the 3rd grade. Like, if you was in the spelling bee, if you was in the freaking Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, if you might have saved your friend from some bullies, right? There might have been a group of you guys that got in trouble about something, and maybe you was the only kid that was honest at the time. There might have been something that you did, a picture that you drew for Thanksgiving that you were so proud of that you took home to your parents and they just, shunned it away. You know, they didn't think anything of it. Oh, that's nice to me. Okay, whatever. Put it up on the fridge with the rest of them. Like, and didn't really, give you the confidence that you thought. And you was like, oh, man. And after that moment, you just was like, oh, nothing's a big deal. Oh, well, nothing I do is a big deal. I don't deserve praise. No, Spirit's like, yes, you fucking do. Give yourself the praise now. Like, I've been going through that. Like, that's why Spirit was like, listen, you are literally an earth angel. It's okay to say that. It's okay to let people know that you do have talents, that you do have skills. Stand on your stage. Like, that's okay. And it's weird at first. It feels imposterish, but it's not. That's us. Okay, we have to heal from these things. And the number one way is to be your own star player. High five yourself, as Mel Robbins says. Okay, get in the mirror, freaking tell yourself that you are the bomb. You are great. You are growing stronger every day. You are making it to your dreams and your goals. I will be successful. Okay, those are the things that you want to tell yourself. So that is one way that you are going to flow so that you can heal and move on, because that's the other thing Spirit said that we need. So the 3 things that Spirit says we need, or 4, is compassion, forgiveness, that moment of truth, okay, and flow. All right, and the flow is that's how we're going to heal and how we're going to move on. I'm telling you, Spirit gave me some nice notes today, you guys. Yeah, Spirit says when you have new ideas, new creativity, new things in your life, get going. Stop being scared, okay? Start, have that youth in you like you did when you were a child. Okay, get that creativity back like you did when you were a child. That's a way to help you heal and to move on. Like, so maybe you was a child and you like used to want to play with your food. Maybe your mom was always on you like super harsh though, like whooping your ass or something like that, right? Super crazy. Like, oh damn, I can't even play with my toys right. This woman is crazy. Spirit's like, get creative, make a mess. Okay, do something that you always wanted to do. Go finger paint. Okay, go draw on your fucking wall. You're not gonna die, I promise. Okay, I'm just saying, like, really start to live and stop restricting yourself so much. Right? Have that youthfulness in you. That one day when you was so loud and your mom's, oh my God, be quiet, girl. That's not, you know what? Maybe that was your confidence and she quieted it down. Pull that other person back out. Okay, pull that inner child out. So that's one way. That's another way. And of course, the Queen of Pentacles, we are going to nurture ourselves. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Inner parent and inner mother ourselves. Inner mother. Be that mother, like I keep saying. Feed yourself well, right? Your mom might have made you always eat fucking noodles and hot dogs. I know parents dislike that. And I understand if that's all you have and can do. I'm not talking about that, but I know parents that would eat steaks and their kids was only eating noodles and hot dogs. That's fucked up. Okay, that's abuse. Listen, and it's different if that's all the kid wants to eat. And I'm putting all these disclaimers because I don't want to hear nothing, okay? But listen, maybe your parents weren't good with money, right? Maybe you got to teach yourself to be more organized with money. Maybe you got to eat better. Maybe your mom, like I said, only fed you unhealthy stuff, processed foods and things. Maybe Spirit's like, it's time for you to start buying a little bit more grown-up stuff, eating a little bit more organic, okay? Really giving your body foods and things that's nurturing to you. Working out, spending time out in nature. Okay, that's the biggest mother of them all, Mother Gaia. She's the biggest mother, okay? And through her, we are all connected. Spend time with her. Let her heal you. And we'll actually get into a healing rituals and stuff at the end here. But let her heal you. And realize that Spirit says time. It's going to take time. Stop thinking that this shit is going to be like the movies and it's going to be like, oh, I snapped a finger. I did a ritual, so it's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be magically cured. No, the fuck you're not. You still got to put in work, okay? Let me get my card. It fell. And Spirit says with this Knight of Pentacles, it just fell out in reverse. It's like we will get moving. We'll get moving and stuff like that on things. But then we get distracted and we stop. That's why that distraction came earlier. We got distracted and we stopped. Spirit says stop stopping on your healing journey. Okay, you have to go out this with confidence. You got to go out this with maturity. You are establishing yourself in the world right now. This is really establishing you, moving away from all of the things that you was trained to think and believe. Okay? This is you going out and saying, what do I believe? And this is why I told you to get that book, The Four Agreements, because it speaks of how we are so, not corrupted, but yeah, corrupted from others' views and others' viewpoints and our parents. Right now, Spirit is like reestablishing yourself with this youthful potential and how you want to be treated. These are ways, okay? These are ways, but don't just listen in one ear out the other and not act. You've got to set these strong boundaries, not only with others, but with yourself. You've got to make a decision also to control your thoughts, okay? When you start having those negative thoughts and feelings and fears, for a lot of you, because you was raised around fear, these might be things that you might need to try. Okay? They might be some things that you might need to try so that you can soar out and be yourself. Always protect yourself, though. Always protect yourself. But you're going to use your wisdom for that, right? With this owl here, Spirit says, use your wisdom, use your knowledge. Okay, use your instincts that you've built. And that's, for some of us, that's another way, though. We're going to have things that we're going to have to work with in order to heal and have this flow. We're going to have to, while we're venturing off in this world, use our discernment, okay? Trusting ourselves, again. Like I said, using that inner parent, that inner father, like, when he tell you, like, that nigga ain't right. Or, sorry, you guys. Oh, when he tells you that man is not right. Anyways, when they say, oh, that man's not right, that woman's not right, trusting that person in you, that inner father, okay? But more so realizing also that you are still a pearl, okay? There are changes, there are transformations, things have happened to you, but it doesn't mean like that you're that you're dirty. And that's what I meant earlier when I say separating that pain. Okay, that pain that happened to you was its own thing. And for some of you guys, this might be a time when you might want to build like a puppet or something like that. If you guys need a video on that, let me know. But you might want to actually make you a puppet or a mojo bag or something specifically for that pain, where you release that pain into, and that way that you can take that and possibly bury it or something later on so that you can remove that negativity from you. Okay, sometimes the act of physically saying, you might get a bunch of pebbles. This is just something that Spirit just put in my head right now. Grab you a bag, a mojo bag. I said poppets are a little bit harder because not everybody wants to sew. Anyways, get you a bag, get you a bunch of pebbles. For each pebble, you can either draw in it, write on it, whatever. You can wrap a note around it with that pain and put it in the bag, right? Make sure these are like earth things. And I'm saying pebbles so that you can throw it back in the earth. And when you're done, take that and you're going to either bury it like near a crossroads or water that's moving away from you, like in a creek area. So this is like a whole ritual I want you guys to do. And I want you guys to like bury that. Bury those pains far away from you, right? So that's just a little ritual Spirit just gave me real quick that you can do to help you move forward. Because you guys also are going to have to be confident in your new thoughts. Okay, and the fact that, and the new parts of yourself as you move forward, as you go through these transformations, you're going to have to really let yourself shine. Okay, some of you guys, Spirit says that you weren't able to speak up for yourself in the back, when you were younger. Now you can, and you can do it confidently. It's going to be new to you. So you got to keep doing stuff. Things don't happen like overnight, you guys, once again. Confidence is built by repeatedly failing and repeatedly trying again. It's not because you failed and you stopped or because you just never tried. Confidence is a skill. It's just like anything else, and it can be built by repeatedly trying. Okay? Spirit says stop trying to ignore these periods of death and rebirth. And that's so funny. I just made a death and rebirth oil. It's called the Phoenix oil. And you can get that also on my website. Yes, I'm throwing that in there because it's made to help you through transformations, through periods and times of transformation. Okay, I put special herbs and oils, and the good thing about this is that when it starts getting low, you can actually just refill it yourself and recharge it, okay? But you can use death and transformation. Okay, a lot of you guys are going through a period where you were spoken down upon from your childhood. Right? You grew up with these negative thoughts and things in your head. So it wasn't just you. It was like, that's the way your parents talk to you. So it's hard as hell to get them out. But Spirit says you got to stop giving up on yourself, like, because it didn't work the first day. You have to give these things time. That's literally that same spell working on you over and over and over again. Every time you give up, that's that spell winning. So think of it as a competition between you and that spell. Okay? And you're going to break that generational curse. You don't care how many times you have to try, you're going to break it. But Spirit says that you are at the end and you're at that point in your cycle now where you can, but it is going to take a little bit of hard work and gusto. I know, and you're like, oh, I've been doing the hard work. I've been doing the hermit mode. I've been doing, okay. Spirit says keep going and go harder and shed off all that last little bit of stuff, right? That's why we're here today. protecting yourself also, okay? A lot of you guys need to work on your boundaries, on your protection, so that you don't keep allowing these things to happen in your life. Because Spirit says for a lot of you, the trauma from your childhood is not dying because you're still living it with your current mate, with your current friends, with your current business partners, right? You got a business partner that's a bully. Everything has to go their way. Okay, well, that's the same shit you grew up with. Or a mate that doesn't listen to you. Friends that only come to you when they need something, right? These are all things that you probably grew up with. And Spirit's like, listen, you've got to shed all that last shit because it can't go with you. It can't keep going with you. All right. Let me look at my notes a little bit more, you guys, as we move on. I don't want the video to be too long, but we probably will be at like right around 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, Spirit says, so some ways also that you can move on. It's for you, different ways for you to release and cleanse. So I'm supposed to tell you guys some different ways to release and cleanse. And I actually am going to go into that a little bit more. Let's move on. How to nurture your inner child now. So we've already went through that, how you can nurture your inner child now, right? But I'm going to tell you a few more ways. Setting up boundaries. That was the last thing that we said. We had that 9 of Wands card, right? That's all about the effects of your past and moments of your present, right? And right now you're in a place where you've got to protect yourself. You've got to set up your boundaries. You've got to stop eternalizing things. And Spirit says, face your fears. Okay, stand up to them and face, look at that. That is crazy. The 9 of Wands flew out again. Okay, so Spirit really wants us to talk about that. Talk about protecting ourselves, illuminating our own light. Right, because we're, like I said, we're in this period of manifesting, and we want to manifest the right things at this time. Like, is my deck getting cold? Yeah, we're going to pull out another deck, but Spirit says it's time for you to realize that this is your world, right? This is your universe, and you can make it however you want by speaking the proper things out. So right now, what you're speaking really is what you're manifesting. So if you keep thinking or speaking like, I can't get over this, I can't move past this, I can't heal that, well, that's going to be your world. Spirit says that's going to be what you are present in. If you start speaking life into yourself, and also not just speaking, of course, you have to move towards, you've got to put in the work, you guys. You got to put in the work. Like I said, I am an earth angel, so yes, I am here to assist. No angel is here to just move completely, unless we have to. But for the most part, we are here to put in the work with you. Okay, and Spirit's wanting to talk about this right now. A lot of you guys need to actually protect yourself from, it could have been from, like I said, I was talking earlier a little bit about how your parents and stuff can speak spells over your life. Oh, you ain't never gonna be shit. You know, you might have grew up with these types of spells spoken over your life. And Spirit wants you to know that it was not the truth. Okay, that was not the truth. That was just a mask that these people were wearing. And some of this stuff, like when you meditate, will come to you. Okay, meditation is also going to help you when you meditate. Ask Spirit for clarity on why. Okay, because I feel like some of you guys, that's what's holding you back also. But it's because, like I said, you were deceived in envy. That your parents and things were not able to be themselves. Okay, this is rituals that and how they had grew up over time from the past. Okay, they were never able to be themselves, so that's what they imposed down upon you. Okay, and for some of you guys, a rare group, a lot of people somebody is practicing spell work on you right now. I've gotten a lot of 7s and 13s coming up here in this reading, and it could be friends or things like that are around you that are a little bit deceptive. And when they speak these things against you or speak against you, it reactivates like amongst your old fears and things like that. That's for a very small group. That group is a group of people that have already, Spirit says that they've been doing the work, but they just can't seem to shake it. Well, that's why. Okay, it's someone in your close camp that is close to you. Spirit says for you to retreat. Rest and rejuvenate. Okay, once again, the 1111 card is for Okay, it's time for you to find stability with those and things around you. And Spirit says that for some of you guys, you might have to limit yourselves. Okay, you might have to limit your time around these friends, around these family members. Okay, if this mom or if this dad is still in your life, no one's going to say cut them off. You don't have to cut them off. Limit your time with them though. Just, oh, I'm busy, I'm working, I gotta rest. Limit your time with them. And when you limit your time with them, this is what you do. You fill it with positive people, places, and things. So you don't take away and punish yourself even more. Okay? You don't just, because sometimes some of these people, it's not even about you once again, and that's separating and having that moment of truth. It's really their own insecurities that they're deflecting or projecting because we're mirrors. Right? So it's like, I just need some time alone. You got that one girlfriend, like, listen, you cool every now and then, but I need time away. Okay? You have to limit. Right? And that goes back to your protecting yourself, protecting your own light, your own inner peace with that 9 of Wands. And when you protect yourself and go into those moments, like I said, it's not for you to speak ill of them. It's for you to go into your own moments where you illuminate yourself with other people that are built of light, where you go to places and things that make you happy, right? When you're not spending time with that angry parent that's just going to piss you off within an hour, take your ass to the museum or to a children's class, some stuff that you always wanted to do. Okay? That's what you do. Go steal one of your friend's kids. Not steal, but go take one of your friend's kids and you guys go out and go to a park and have an ice cream day, right? Because that is another way to heal your inner child through your children or other children. Don't be a creep about it, but yeah. Spirit says, the world is yours. Take time at this time. This is when I'll go into this list. Bicycle. If maybe your parents never taught you to bicycle at this time. Okay? Maybe go take yourself out for ice cream. If you're lactose intolerant, just get you a damn Lactate or something, or they have dairy free now. Get you some ice cream. Be childish. Show love and joy to yourself. Be that goofy side of yourself that you really don't let people see. Go do that somewhere in public, okay? People are going to love you for it. You're only feeling that because of what you was taught or how you was treated. We're letting those go. We're letting that pain be its own entity. Okay, we're letting those things go. Like I said, also through your own children, giving your kids the things that you couldn't have or treating them the ways that you weren't treated. Right? That is a great way to help heal and also to help break that generational curse because now your kid don't have to go through the bullshit that you went through by you repeating it. Right? So we're shutting a couple of things down with that one. And you're healing you'll wind up healing your own bloodline, your whole bloodline, because we are just a whole river of blood, right? So you'll heal all that. Spirit says, ask yourself, what was you missing? And how can you feed that part of you now, today? All right, so if you was missing love, give yourself extra love. If you was missing joy, give yourself extra joy. And you might be like, oh, well, how? Like I said, by doing the things that you thought would have made you happy. What was your definitions of love? Right? Sit and really think. Not what other people have told you love is. What does love look or feel like to you? Give that to yourself. Right? Because that's different for everyone. For me, it's cooking myself a beautiful meal. It's doing a nice spa day. Right? It's taking care of my skin. It's drinking my water. Those are things that's love for myself, for me. Right? Nurturing myself. Saving money is a form of self-love for me because it makes me not worry later, right? So those are all different ways. Give yourself love, okay? And let go of what you can't change quickly. You guys, this is a big one. The quicker you'll realize that there's some shit that you just can't change, right? You can't change the actual abuse. You can't change the relationship with you and the people. You can't go back and really change the past. Sometimes you might not. This is a truth. Spirit says this is truth I'm saying right now. You've got to realize this, that sometimes you're not going to be able to get these people to give you an apology or admit the wrong in what they did. And that's when you have to come to a truth and a decision. Like, I just got to let that shit go. I've got to just let it go. And that's when you do one of these rituals we're going to go over on the next page. You can do one or you can do all of them. Yeah, because you're blocking your own blessings right now. by holding on to these things. You're literally blocking your own blessings. You can't even see the growth that you've made because you won't be grateful enough. Spirit says the next time you've got to, like I said, make this decision and patience and planning. Okay, use patience and use planning with yourself right now at these times to make sure and be like, I'm going to cut this off. So time and planning. Right? And it's so funny because at the very next top of the page, the Spirit is leading me in this conversation and in my notes. At the very next top of the page, I had the moon and the sun because Spirit says it's okay to be in your emotions. And with that, have patience. But you still need your sun. You still got to be active, boo. Okay, so how do you be that? You use your sun, and your sun is the planning part. So the patience is the moon, the sun is the planning. Right? So while you're being patient with yourself and loving on yourself and doing all these things and taking the time to move through your emotions and reflect on these past truths and deal with them, you also want to be taking action at the same time, using your sun, using your light to create the new world that you want and start doing it today. You don't make plans for next week. No, you say, okay, I wasn't treated good. I've been talking to myself shitty. I'm going to start today with not talking to myself shitty. Maybe that's the first thing you work on. And every time you hear a negative thought in your head or something like that happens, you cancel. I cancel that thought and replace it with a positive affirmation. If you say, I'm stupid, cancel clear. You got 3 seconds to cancel clear. Cancel clear. I am growing smarter every day, or I am smart. Okay? When you're in a spiritual awakening, you have to take the time to recognize, you guys. Recognize when these thoughts enter your head, when you're really not putting in the work that you think you're putting in. Because sometimes we think we're doing so much and we're not even putting in all the work that we need to put in. All right, so I'm going to go over some ways real quick that you can use the elements to heal. And then we have one last topic, and that's going to be using your childhood guardian, okay, to help protect yourself. So yeah, now we're going to go over to how to nurture your inner child now. Or no, different ways to release and cleanse, okay? So let's go over that. Different ways that you can release and cleanse. So Spirit says, like I said, you can use your elements to release and to cleanse. One way that you can use the elements to release and cleanse, you guys, as with water. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. If it was me, I would use all of these ways like in one, because I feel like it would really help you like in a whole, because it's great to have all elements that balances us out, right? However, if one resonates with you, if like you're water and you're like, no, I just want to use the water way, then that's fine. Okay. Or maybe I want to start with water and then I'm going to add some fire, right? And then maybe I'll do earth and then maybe I'll do air. However you want to do this, like, it's fine. But let's go ahead and get into this. So the water, you want to use water to create and erase your memories. So this is the way for you to use all these elements to create and erase your memories. With water, you might do something simple as what I did today. Okay, you might take a bath and add you some salt to the bath and cleanse, wash downwards, removing all those negative thoughts, asking spirit, speaking it out loud into the water. And you're actually using air also. Releasing it into the water. And have you a candle burning. So that's your fire, okay? And you might want to have some crystals in the bath, right? I normally use tiger's eye for grounding, or a healing crystal or something like that, rose quartz, something like that, that can get wet, right? So you might want to ask spirit, like I said, to release all of these things into the water. That's one way. Another way with water is make you some crystal water to drink. Okay, put you those healing waters. Like, hey, say this rose quartz is going to help me to speak love into my life. Okay, and you drink. Ask your ancestors to awaken this water to its original purpose, to help heal you. Okay, so that's one way, using water. And when you get out the bath, you want to air dry and let the water go down the drain, watching it go down the drain, imagining that all of your negativity and things are going down the drain with it. Okay, that's one way that you can use water. Well, a couple ways you can use water. Earth, okay? Using earth to create and erase. I would do a literal funeral, okay? And that's kind of what I told you guys with the pebbles earlier. You can get you like a little small coffin, anything like that. You can order on Amazon. Sometimes Dollar Tree will have them. But get you a small coffin or just make you a small box, okay? And this is my funeral box for all of my pain. Write you letters, write and do this for, I would do this anywhere from 7 to 13 days in a row, and like really pour into this box, writing your letters. And on that 13th day, I would go bury this. Okay, and this is something I would bury in my backyard because we're putting this in the past, okay, behind us. So I would bury it in my backyard. And the reason I'm gonna tell you why we're burying it so close this time is opposed to the pain, because the pain we want to disappear. This is because this is a funeral, and it's like I've put that shit to rest. And on top of it, I would love for you to grow you a plant. Okay, plant you some seeds, get you a plant and plant it in the earth. Earth element is all about nurturing. It's all about time. It's all about patience. It's all about growth naturally. So it's like as that tree or that plant grows, you can see yourself growing, right? And how you turn that pain into something beautiful. Okay, and if you don't have like a backyard, you can always do this in a pot. Okay, you can do this in a plant pot also. And you're also going to be using the element of water when you do that. So you might want to make you like a special water that's to water that intention, you know, to help release anything that's growing from the negativity of that and helping the plant to blossom. And you can, you know, you're going to be watering it. So that's using a couple of elements there. Air. With air, we are using our thoughts. Okay, we're using our thoughts. We're using our visualization. We're using our words. Simply by journaling or speaking things into existence. Okay, so if you are air sign, we like to get shit out. We have to speak sometimes. Journal that shit out, write that shit out, and burn that shit. Okay, get rid of it. Or you can bury it, you know, either one, but you want to get rid of it. You want to let that out into the nature, into air. Like I said, being your authentic self. Because air signs, if we don't speak our truths, then we are not. And sometimes, like I said, people won't always want to hear your truths. Sometimes people won't want to hear it or deal with your issues. So you might have to just speak it for your own peace, right? You might have to just sit and speak it for your own peace into something and then go bury that. You know, you might speak it into a piece of selenite. The selenite is going to capture all of my feelings right now. And you speak into that selenite, into that crystal, and then you go bury that into the earth. You know, there's different ways, but use your voice. Write, journal, get it out of you, however. Okay, and the other way is the fire. And fire is fun to me, but you can literally just light you a candle and sit and write and release and write. And I would do this for like 7 to 13 days also. And you can just burn it, burn what you release and let it go. And then go take you a bath after. And that's what I'm saying. You can use many of these different things or all of them, I would. Right? Especially if it's deep trauma, you might need to layer and do different things. And that's why I say that sometimes we feel we're putting in the work, but we're not putting it in enough. And that's where Spirit's like, we've got to really take control and plan to live. The last thing is our childhood guardian. And most of us had one. And if you didn't, it's time that you get you one. Okay? You need a guardian. When you were younger, you were vulnerable. First of all, so go apologize to your younger self for not being able to stand up to these bad things, to these traumatic things for you, and let them know that you're there from this point forward. You and your guardian. Okay, so when you're young, sometimes, you know, like if you are going through abuse and things like that, you might disassociate in your body, right? So you might like hide yourself, cloaking, right? So that could be like a guardian of your childhood, like using that invisibility cloak. Like, hey, when anyone tries to send me negative energy, I'm cloaking myself, right? And make that part of your protection ritual. Like, hey, I'm cloaking myself to any negativity that is coming or being sent my way, that is spoken my way from myself or others. I'm cloaking myself from any negativity that I have seen. Your childhood guardian might have been a big monster that came out and saved you, or a dragon or something like that came out and saved you, right? So you use that guardian, use that energy of that dragon. This dragon is going to protect me, you know, get to know your dragon, get to know that monster that's there, that comes out when you're scared, that protects you. Okay, and use that to kind of guard yourself still to this day, and to protect yourself from those old memories, those old dreams and things. Let's see if Spirit has any other messages with the cards, because we are going to go soon. We have been here for an hour, and I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. For those of you who did, if you did stick with me and you like this video, I would love it if you could please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, or like. And make sure that you hit the notification button, you guys, so that you will get any other videos and things like that when I put them up. Spirit, do you have any messages left for the collective today on this subject of healing this childhood trauma? Wisdom. So Spirit says, like I said earlier, getting the wisdom, knowing the things, because you've been here before, you've been through these things before. Spirit says asking Spirit for wisdom in the water. Okay, also specifically, ask your ancestors to guide you, the ones that are for your highest good, to guide you. Speak things into existence in your water and ask for it to heal you. Okay, but like I said, the wisdom of the knowledge, the spiritual discernment of being able to protect yourself, of knowing when you've swam in these waters before and when to get the hell out. Because like I said, some of you guys, and 555, it just came up on the clock, but some of you guys are going through this transformation right now, and you're going through these hard times again after the healing, because you have people in your lives that are still reminding you of the trauma that you went through as a child. You just don't even realize it. And so now you do. But the arrow, staying straight on your path, like I said, using your wisdom, using your knowledge to keep you together with the right people, places, and things. Okay, so that you can stay on your path in the correct way. So that you don't get distracted. And the armadillo spirit, that's all about, when I think of an armadillo, I think of protection. Okay, that big hard shell. Set healthy boundaries, and we've been talking about that this whole video. So for a lot of you, that's another way that you really need to heal right now, by setting those healthy boundaries. Okay, and Spirit guarantees with these threes right here, by using these three things, this wisdom, staying straight on your path and not getting distracted, and setting those boundaries, right? Using the moon and the sun, like I said, to connect. Using these ways, you are going to be just fine. Okay, and you will come together with the right people, places, and things that are for you. Okay, so you won't have to subject yourself to just the thought of belonging. You'll belong to the right things that you set out right this time, because you parented and got rid of that trauma and things for yourself. I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me today, and check back soon.